what you charged with for driving under driving under suspension. Have you got your license back?
No, sir.
Have you trying to get your license back?
No, sir. I tried to present some documents that I had tried to present to them last time, but we had an altercation with one of the prosecutors, and that's when my court date got switched, and I still have the paperwork that I was.
You don't have a license?
No, sir.
Have you had any Sacramento driver's license?
I've had before, but I've no longer gotten it back since after all the altercations that I've had recently. I had just got my license back last October, and by December they said my license was suspended again.
You work?
Currently, I just started a job at one of the new clubs that come from Rock Hill as a bouncer, so I won't start my job until Saturday.
Would you like a public defender to represent you?
No, sir. No, sir. I was operating under sue juris.
Well, what does that mean?
Sue juris means that I'm knowledgeable and competent of the laws that reside to me in my case.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what are you requesting it for?
I was actually requesting it to be dismissed because of the things that had acquired and happened up until that point. And I also have documentation about what I needed to do and what I was obligated to do as well.
What do you mean what you needed to do?
Like some of the laws as far as they keep trying to say that I'm claiming to be a sovereign citizen, which I'm not. And I've tried to present that in a previous account, but that's when the altercation came between the public defender. She called me one of those and got real unprofessional, so it was an altercation amongst the two of us inside of the court.
Public defender or the solicitor?
The solicitor herself.
Well, all we're considering is the fact that in South Carolina, in order to operate a vehicle on our highway, you have to have a valid driver's license.
Yes, sir, that's actually operating under the...
You don't have a valid driver's license,
That's...
according to your testimony, right?
No, sir, because I'm not operating under commerce law, which is making money or being paid to operate that vehicle itself.
It doesn't matter whether you're operating under what you call commerce law or...
It does, actually. I have... This is the paperwork I was trying to present to them last time.
Well, all I'm dealing with today is the fact that you are operating a vehicle on our highways. And according to law, you have to have a valid driver's license. So, do you have a valid driver's license, or are you in the process of getting it?
No, sir, I don't plan on getting one back at all.
Well, how do you plead?
I don't want to plead at all under these terms that I have here. That's what we was trying to discuss with the solicitor.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty to you, and we're going to have a trial.
Sir, that's against the law. You cannot plead for me or enter at my will with me being here. Not with me being here. See, appearance by the definition of the law means voluntary submitting to jurisdiction, which I did not provide. I have documentation that proves otherwise, that I did not submit to that jurisdiction.
Well, I don't know where you're getting all your information.
The same law books that everybody gets the information from.
Well, I don't have that.
I have it here.
Well, I'm operating on one basis, the fact that the laws of the state of South Carolina, as do all other states, state that if you're going to operate a vehicle on the streets, highways of this state, you have to have a valid driver's license.
That may be so, sir, but if I am entered into an agreement that I am not complying
Who did you
to,
enter into agreement with?
nobody, that's what I'm telling you.
Right.
I don't, that's what I'm telling you.
You have entered into an agreement when you operate that vehicle on highways of South Carolina. You entered into an agreement that you understand the law says I have to have a license. Now tell me one way or the other, are you going to plead guilty or not guilty? Or am I going to enter not guilty so you can have a trial today? Or you can ask for a jury trial. You're entitled to all those things, but one way or the other, we're going to resolve it today.
May I show you this?
I'll be glad to look at it.
I have multiple things stating otherwise where I don't have to do those things. And these are all actual facts that cannot be abridged from the state. I also have the United States Constitution and the South Carolina Constitution here with me. The third section of the first article in the South Carolina State Constitution said you cannot be abridged by the constitutional rights that's protected. If so, if it goes forward and I'm entered into a plea agreement that I am not complying with, that is a penal code violation of oath of office. And I have been proceeding to press those charges against the other people that's involved as well.
Who are the other people?
The solicitor, the last court date I was with, I had a judge tell me that I was being charged with a criminal case under a civil court, which is against the law. I have a few other altercations as well, as far as these documentations that I have brought today. And I actually have an officer, which is here today, that was in one of my previous meetings that can contest to that, to the things that I'm saying here today. It can either be sent to a federal court to be judged by federal, or it has to be dismissed, and I'm looking for a dismissal today, or I will be going forth with the charges that I have to file against the people in these situations.
Well, I want to tell you one more time. Laws of this state say that you have to have a valid driver's license to operate a vehicle on the highways, streets of this state. You, by your own testimony, you don't have a license.
That is true, sir.
So we're going to resolve the case one way or the other.
The state doesn't override the United States Constitution, and that's what these papers here are stating, and that's my defense.
One more time, that's out of you.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not gonna.
Listen to me.
I
One more
understand.
time, that's out of you.
I understand, but
You're charged with driving under suspension. How do you want to resolve it? You're welcome to apply for a public defender. You're
No, sir.
welcome to apply for a jury trial. Otherwise, we're going to resolve it here today.
if it's resolved without my compliance, then there will be charges filed and pressed against the
Sir,
court.
you can file all the charges
That's
you
fine.
want.
That's fine. I have those here as well.
Or probably the last.
That is true.
What do you want to do?
I'm looking for a
I'm
dismissal.
not dismissing.
Well, then
I'm
I don't
going to
comply.
enter a plea of not guilty for
If you
today.
enter for me against my will, that is
Okay,
a violation
that's
within
what I'm
itself.
doing.
Well, then,
Exactly what I'm doing.
I need the FOIA of everybody that's inside of the courtroom today, which is the Freedom of Information Act. I need everybody's information. And I will also be needing a delegation of authority who delegated the authority that gives me the jurisdiction over me and not the Supreme Court or the United States Constitution.
State legislature has so decreed.
State legislature does not override the United States.
Okay, we're going forward with the trial.
You can do what you need to, but I need those two
You're going to tell me
things.
the truth or not the truth?
No, sir, I need those two
Also,
things
raise your
before I...
hands. You're going to tell me the truth, not the truth, not the truth. Okay, you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your
He
Honor.
refuses to do that.
This is operating outside of the oath of office. With that being said, I have the highest power, which I am now going to take over that power, and I'm not going to accept anything or comply to any of the commerce that you're trying to interact with me today. It's all documented right here as well, sir, and I'm not trying to be a butt or
Officer's going to
nothing.
testify, you can listen to him, you can ask questions in regards to the charge. Go ahead, officer.
February 1st, approximately 9 p.m. I was patrolling the area on White Street, observed the 1989 Honda Civic.
1999?
And it actually wasn't a Honda Civic, so that information is incorrect, and with the incorrect information, it needs to be dismissed because I own the passport.
Okay. One more time.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm going by what's written for me and for you. This isn't nothing that I'm just trying to pull. It says it here.
Do not interrupt this officer during his testimony. I will hold you in contempt of court. I will put you in that jail back there. You mark that down. Don't interrupt the officer. You're welcome to ask him any questions when he's finished.
Okay.
Don't interrupt him.
All
I
right.
will hold you in contempt if you do, so I'm warning you. Go ahead.
On the 500 block of White Street, observed South Carolina tag 9074.
Give me that tag number
9074 M Mike S Sierra.
again. In what?
M is in Mike S is in Sierra. Traveling on White Street, pulled it over for traffic violation.
What was the traffic violation?
I don't have my notes on me, but I believe it was defective brake light. Made contact with the driver, Mr. Crank. Ran his driver's license through South Carolina DMV, showed suspended. Issued a citation, released him.
When were they suspended?
I have the driving record here. It was suspended when I ran it on February 1st. It was suspended on January 25th for cancellation of insurance. This is the last record on the driving record.
Okay, you can ask him any questions, you can make any comments that he has said, sir.
So you said I was driving a Honda Civic?
That's what is written down, yes.
And that's incorrect. I owned a Honda Passport, and with incorrect information, this cannot proceed or be
I
held.
said Honda, 1999 Honda,
You said Civic as well,
Honda.
but you said Civic. You did say that, yes or no?
I said a Honda.
Did you say Honda Civic, or did you just say Honda?
I wrote a Honda.
It's recorded. Remember that.
1999 Honda.
Can anybody else attest that he said Civic as well?
He did say civic.
Thank you,
If I
Judge.
said Civic, it's a mistake. It's a 1999
That's
Honda.
not reason to dismiss the case.
Well, I also have here, if you would like to look at that, on why this isn't gonna go far. If I am, ruled against my favor, these things are a federal charge, a federal crime, and federal charges will be presented against y'all. Cause this is operating outside, you're operating under the color of law.
I'm operating within the laws of the state.
Your law does not override the United States Constitution. I have both constitutions with me right now.
You file suit.
I have both of them with me right now.
Whatever you choose to do, that's your option.
I know a lot about the law as well, and I don't intend to continue to be put in a position where my voice is not heard, because these are things that you cannot take from me. You do not have the position of authority because a delegation of authority has not been presented. And if you want to keep going into the documents I have multiple documents that are proven documents that are truthful
The only document I need
documents.
is the fact that the laws of this state state if you go drive a car over highways of this state.
That's
you go
commerce
drive
law.
it,
That's
that is driver's
UCC.
license.
That's
That's the laws of this
1-308.
state. That's what we're operating in.
That's
Do
UCC
not be
codes.
argumentative with me anymore.
I'm not, sir. I'm presenting true facts to you.
I'm
That is the
presenting facts to
UCC
you.
code.
I'm presenting facts to you that the law says if you go drive on these streets, you're going to have a valid license. You do not, according to the Department of Motor Vehicles. You have anything?
I don't
according
answer
that?
to the Department of Motor Vehicles. I don't answer to them. And I only answer to people operating within the law, and this is color of law. I have documentation and proof. If you choose not to accept that, that's not my fault at this point. Because all of these documents and all the things I have presented in the court today are truthful and factual and come from the same law that y'all are sworn to protect. And if you're not going to protect them from me using them to defend myself, I don't hold no regards to you using them against me. It's not going to happen.
But it is going to happen.
It's not. If you do, you will be getting a charge.
$647.50 for 30 days in jail.
I'm telling you now, these things have to be in agreement on. And if you want to go ask somebody else before this proceeds, because I have all these facts. These are proven documents. These are proven facts that come straight from the United States Constitution. And no state is over the United States Constitution because y'all are labeled inferior. And that is a proven fact. I know a lot about the law, and I'm not going to let the law get over on me in the aspect of what I know the law to be.
$647.50 to 30 days. What's the use?
Neither. And we can wait until somebody has to come and tell you the same, or you can proceed without my compliance, and that'll be a whole nother issue.
You do have a job.
I just start my job Saturday.
Give them 30 days to pay the fine. You have to pay the fine to do it.
We'll see about the jail time. I'm prepared to do that.
Okay. Come get this information. We're going to hand you.
You see how y'all's laws work for y'all, right?
Sir.